It may be mid-January on the calendar, but it feels like March in the castle as the Northmor Golden Knights host the Centerburg Trojans in a key KMAC conference clash, with the winner remaining well in hand with a chance to take the conference title at year's end. We got all the action coming your way on your smartphone, TV, PC, tablet, any smart device you have, and it's coming your way next.
He takes the Tostitos, fakes left, goes right, and dives into the salsa. Now that is how you bring home the snacks.
What is he doing?
Preparing for his next career as a commentator.
Isn't he a little young for that?
All the best players get broadcast deals these days.
Bill's Mafia is going absolutely crazy down here. Isn't that right, Billy? So true, so true. Back to you, Josh. Back to you. Now let's go down onto the field for the coin toss. Doesn't get much better than this.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
We welcome you inside the Andy Bauer, Edward Jones Investors pregame show, live and free from the castle on the campus of Northmor High School in North Bloomfield Township for tonight's KMAC clash between the Centerburg Trojans and the home-standing Northmor Golden Knights. Hello, everybody. My name is Travis Berardi alongside Mark Bollinger. And Mark, this is a key matchup here in mid-January.
It is a big matchup here in the KMAC as we're looking at a game here with championship implications already, and it's only the 10th of January. But as you said, one of these two teams has a chance to put themselves in great position to make a run down the stretch here and claim that KMAC title.
Both teams trailing Fredericktown. You saw last week right here live and free on the OH.REPORT, Fredericktown knocking off the Trojans in Freddyburg Part 1 at Centerburg. While both of those teams the first time through knocked off the Golden Knights, they're their two lone losses, but we'll get into the conference race between these three teams. These are the three teams that are probably the ones left for a conference championship. We'll get into that later, but let's get into our pregame show and first take a look at the visitors tonight on the scoreboard, and that is the Centerburg Trojans, the defending KMAC champions under head coach John Marhefka. They'll graduate a lot from last year, but they're still doing pretty darn well. 7-4 overall, 5-1 in the KMAC. They've won their last 7 matchups against the Golden Knights. 7 in a row versus the Golden Knights. And one thing that you really expect out of this Centerburg group is that, as you said, they graduated a lot last year. They're going to continue to improve as the year goes on and start to play their best basketball here as we get towards the end of the season. They're putting up about 55 points per game, and defensively less than 50. You want to be around that mark. Maybe a little bit more offensively, but if you can keep teams under 50 points per game, you're going to have a chance. And you can tell that's a huge part of their identity. When they came out on the floor tonight, first thing they did several defensive drills. You know that they're going to sit down and guard tonight. And one of the players that are one of the keys to the success this year for the Trojans is one Colton Martin, the senior forward, second in scoring in the KMAC, 19 points per game, averaging 8.1 rebounds, which is good enough for third. And then he also averages around a block per game, which is good for fifth in the KMAC. It's one of those offensive, defensive players inside the paint that can change a game. And you like to see those kind of players, guys that get it done on both ends. But like you said, 19 points a game, so he's going to be a key part in getting this Centerburg offense going tonight. And now let's take a look at the home-standing Golden Knights of Northmor High School under third-year head coach Blade, Tackett. They're 6-5 so far, 4-2 in conference. And they're another team. Defense around 50 points per game. Offensively, 57 points per game. They did have a tough break, though. Maxton Lauer looks like he's going to be out the rest of the season with a torn labrum in his shoulder. But they still have the pieces that can really put together some scoring. 48% from inside the lane, 28% from three. Their free throw shooting a little bit better than the last couple years at 61%. But they have a couple players a couple guard/forward players that can really put up numbers.
And very similar to Centerburg in that they're a very young team, as you noted. Max is out tonight, and that leaves the rest of the roster all underclassmen. So you've got a group out there with no seniors are going to be on the floor tonight. But again, another group that continues to get better. And when you're looking at with Grant Bentley, Jax Wenger, and others, you got some guys that are going to be able to put up some numbers from the perimeter. And
speaking of Jackson Wenger, he is our player spotlight tonight. The sophomore guard, 5th in the KMAC in scoring, 14.5 points per game, 3.9 rebounds, but he's the leader in the KMAC, 5.5 assists per game, and he also gets about 2 steals per game, which is good for 4th in the KMAC. And you mentioned Grant Bentley, a player that we've seen over the last year and a half that can really score the ball. You add Jax Wenger in there, that's a really good 1-2 punch.
It's a pretty good 1-2 punch, and I'm sure Centerburg is going to be zeroing in on those two tonight, so we'll see if some other members of the Golden Knights team can step up and take a little bit of pressure off on the scoring load off of those two guys.
Now, I mentioned a little bit earlier that KMAC race. Let's take a look at it right now. The KMAC conference standings. Fredericktown, 7-5. They are 6-0 tonight, and they are taking on Cardington. We'll have some look into that game here as we go on and over throughout the night. Centerburg, 7-4, 5-1. They're lost to Fredericktown. And then Northmor, they're still right there at 6-5, 4-2 in the conference. So this is how it could play out. If Northmor can get a win at home tonight, it's going to really set things up. They host Fredericktown, and you have Freddyburg Part 2. If, say, for Northmor to get a clinch of at least a share, they beat Centerburg tonight, they beat Fredericktown, and they hope Fredericktown loses to Centerburg at home on Freddyburg. For the Trojans, though, it's a little bit more leg room if they can get the win tonight, because they would need either them to beat Fredericktown or Northmor to beat Fredericktown to have them a chance at getting it as well. So there's still a lot to play, but tonight, like we said, pivotal, because a loss by Northmor pretty much knocks them out of the race. A loss by Centerburg, it doesn't knock them out, but they're going to need some help.
Absolutely, and for Northmor, a loss definitely takes them out of the chance for a league picture, or a league championship, you would think. And for Centerburg, a loss tonight takes away their control. If they can get a win tonight, they still control their own destiny.
Absolutely.
And so both these teams, a lot on the line here in early January, and I'm sure we're going to get 2 outstanding efforts from 2 good basketball clubs.
Couldn't have said it any better right there, Mark, as we get ready to get into our pregame festivities with the playing of the national anthem. But I want to welcome everybody watching this evening live and free right here on the OH Report. Let us know where you're watching from this evening. Give us a shout out. We'll shout you out right here on our Facebook and YouTube pages. And speaking of that other game, it's already started in Fredericktown, leading Cardington 7-6 early on. That game going on our Facebook and YouTube channels. And we also have Upper Tusky playing girls basketball playing tonight as well. So we'll keep a look in at all those. But Fredericktown fans watching that game have their eyes kind of on this one, and then Centerburg and Northmor fans keeping their eye on both as well. Pretty good crowd here as well tonight. They opened up the upper deck here with us, and it's half full, and everything else pretty good as well. We're going to throw things down to the floor for the playing of the national anthem by the Northmor Pep Band.
And act responsibly. Show courtesy and respect for your fellow fans, the officials and coaches, the administrators and authority figures, and of course your team and your opponent. Let's make today's contest great by remembering to respect the game. Our officials assigned to this contest have been selected and assigned according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. The officials are Jake Williams, Jason Edmund, and Paul Hines. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of America, please rise, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
well done, as always, by the Golden Knights pep band as we continue here in the Andy Bauer Edward Jones Investors pregame show. And let's take a look at the starting lineups for both sides. First, for the Centerburg Trojans, Grayson Reynolds, Colton Martin, Isaiah Sewell, Carter Morgenstern, and Trevin Harris. Jack Lawrence usually in the starting lineup. He is sick, so he's out tonight, as well as Bennett Hill, a bench player, out with an ankle injury. So a little, low on the numbers this evening for those players for Centerburg. But it's about the same thing for Northmor, because Max Lauer, he is out as well with the shoulder injury. So replacing him will be Drew Hammond, but the other four, they have been starters all year. Grant Bentley, Hunter Falk, Jax Wenger, Caleb Chenier, all four sharp shooters. They can hit it from beyond the arc. And then Drew Hammond trying to take the place of Max Lauer, being that presence inside the paint.
And at this time of the year, when you run into injuries and illnesses, it's always, an opportunity for other players to step up. So we're going to see who steps into those spots in the rotation and provides a lift to their basketball team tonight.
Centerburg Trojans coached by head coach John Marhefka. Golden Knights coached by Blade Tackett, as we are ready to go here from the castle. The beginning of the home stretch for both teams. The Martin RPI came out with their first boys rankings this week. I love that. We'll get into that more. I know the Northwest District's going to use that for seeding and everything, but I like what they're doing, and it's fun. It's a fun thing. It's kind of like the college RPI down here, but you have it at high school, and
exactly.
It works too.
It's another conversation piece, and it does it. It takes into strength of schedule and things like that into account, and it's definitely a great tool to have.
Referees give the thumbs up, and away we go. Hammond and Martin ready to jump it. And Centerburg will get the opening possession on the Avita Workwell scoreboard. Winner stays in the KMAC conversation. Grayson Reynolds as Northmor in a 1-3-1 trap. Inside layup shot, no good. And Drew Hammond gets the rebound. Good look there by Centerburg.
Great baseline drive, just didn't get it to go. Attacked that zone on the baseline, got what they wanted, but just came up empty.
Bentley, baseline, gets it to Falk, back out to Hammond, now to Wenger. Working it around. They like that baseline drive and kick. But Centerburg, they've seen it already once this year, and they're pretty well locking that down. Falk into the lane, Euro step, and he's fouled and will go to the line for the first free throw attempts of the evening by the Golden Knights. As you take a look at the Ruth's Farms replay.
Good job there by Falk. He saw the gap, attacked it, was able to get himself to the free throw line early. Chance to give his team a quick lead here in the first minute of play.
Fouls against Trevin Harris, his first. Falk will go to the line for two. And he hits the first. Falk, a 53% free throw shooter on the year.
He looked good on the first one.
Nailed them both. Golden Knights strike first. It's 2-0. Reynolds. Quick kick over to Martin. Back out to Isaiah Sewell. And this is something that breaks that 1-3-1. You got to get quick passes to get the defense moving. They nearly turn it over, but a save by Reynolds. Mid-range jumper off the back iron, no good. Chenier with the rebound, and Northmor will get its second possession of the game. Hunter Falk, he's going to drive baseline. Puts the shot up and in. Hunter Falk, 4 straight points.
And the Knights quickly force another turnover. Here we go, chance to add on to this lead.
First Centerburg Trojan turnover of the evening. Falk again. Backs it back out, though, and gives it to Chenier. Chenier tries driving in, picks up his dribble, gets it back to Falk on the baseline. Moves, scoop layup, just offline, though. Centerburg gets the rebound. Jumper there, again, just offline. And the Trojans have started 0 for 3 from the field.
Another one and done on the offensive end for Centerburg. Northmor doing a real nice job clearing the defensive glass.
Chenier turns it over. First Northmor turnover, and back comes the Trojans. That's going to be deflected and into the hands of Harris. Passed it over to Sewell, but he turns it over. Went off his foot. Back comes Northmor now. Jax Wenger to the hole. He's fouled and will go to the line.
Good take there by Wenger. He saw he had numbers and attacked the basket. He's able to draw contact, get himself to the line.
That'll be Reynolds' first, team second. But talking with not only Coach Tackett, but some of the coaches that Northmore's played throughout the area, everybody really high on Jackson Wenger. The ceiling pretty much as high as the ceiling for his sister, the all-time leading scorer, I believe, here at Northmor.
She could play a little bit.
Lexi, yeah.
From what everybody says, you know, Jax is a pretty good one too.
I asked Jax if she was in college playing, and I think he said no because she's getting her law degree. Centerburg got the rebound, but turns it over.
So the last couple possessions, Trojans have come down the floor, turned it over before they could attack that 1-3-1 zone.
Bentley gets it to Falk. He has all 4 points thus far. Now to Wenger. He's going to drive it again into the lane and straight home.
A great start for Northmor. He couldn't have asked for it to go any better so far. Up 6 here early.
Nice pass inside. Morgenstern rejected. Return to sender. Over to Bentley, right side. He's going to try to drive it in. Spin move. Kicks it left side now to Folk. Bryson Kearns now into the game for the Golden Knights. Bentley into the lane. He's rejected, but Kearns is right there. Ball fake, turnaround jumper off the iron, no good. Hammond gets the rebound, though. Another chance for the Golden Knights.
The Knights are just dictating play so far. Real aggressive on the glass, getting the shots they want.
Back out to Falk. He fakes it, goes baseline. Coming up on the midway point of the first quarter, it's 6-0 Golden Knights. Wenger looking for a screen. He gets it. He goes in the lane. Nice kick over left side to Kearns. Puts it up, but it's blocked. And back comes Centerburg. That was Sewell with the block.
On both ends, they were expecting contact. And a quick turnover there by the Knights.
Colton Martin had the putback, and now Centerburg a chance to cut this to one possession here. But they turn it over again. Back comes Bentley into the lane, and he's going to be fouled and will go to the line.
Well, early going, both teams are struggling to take care of the basketball. Sloppy turnovers, unable to get things going. You know, on the Northmor side of things, they're doing a real good job early, keeping the floor spaced, opening up those driving lanes. And that ball's getting reversed. It's creating gaps, and those drivers are taking advantage of it and getting to the free throw line.
Bentley hits the first. Isaac Black in for the Golden Knights. Ryder Scott in for the Trojans. Bentley misses the second, rebound out to the Trojans. Reynolds gets it right side. That's Morgenstern, but he's fouled. Hunter Falk going to be called with the foul. That's his first, team's first.
Yeah, Hunter was trying to get out there, bad closeout, trying to get to the shooter, and looked like he cracked knees. He's going to take a seat on the bench, see if he can get that worked out and get back in here in a few minutes. So far, this 1-3-1 zone has really stymied the Centerburg offense.
Corner three just missed, but an offensive rebound put back, yes.
Well, that's one way to do it. If you can't get the ball in the offense, go get an offensive rebound and score, and that's exactly what Colton Martin did.
2 offensive rebounds, 4 points for the Trojans here. 3 minutes left, opening quarter. Golden Knights by 3. Wenger nearly lost the handle, but gets it back. He'll drive it, kicks it right side. Bentley's going to try a 3, swish.
Well, and that's one thing that three-point shooting does is it makes that defender stay there and not be able to help as much, and that's opening up that drive and pitch.
Shot airballed, but Centerburg gets the rebound, bounces around though, and comes out to Northmor. Number 5, the turnover for the Trojans. Inside the Kearns, he's going to put it up. Tough shot goes.
The tough one, but he got it to go, and the lead's up to 8.
His first points. Centerburg looking for an answer. In the lane, kicks it right side. Now into the paint to Scott, but it's stolen away. Wenger into the lane, layup, yes. Just like that, the Golden Knights have a 10-point lead.
Centerburg just can't solve this zone. They continue to basically match up with the 1-3-1, as well as Northmor space the ball offensively. Centerburg is doing the exact opposite, getting 2 guys in the short corner. You got to get some spacing here to attack the zone.
Jumper short, and Wenger gets the rebound. 90 seconds left in the opening quarter. Golden Knights leading by 10, 14-4. Over the Chenier. Golden Knights extending their offense out. Kearns on the post, loses it out of bounds. And we'll finally get a chance to take a look at a bucket here for the Golden Knights as Wenger got that steal and went coast to coast.
And on that last possession, Kearns did a real nice job coming off of that cross screen. Saw the double coming, but just couldn't get it kicked out to the shooter, lost it. Centerburg gets a chance to cut into this double-digit lead.
Left side, the Reynolds, back over to Martin. Now it's Reynolds again, baseline, tough shot, no, bounce out of bounds, and it will stay with Centerburg. That was a tough shot for him through traffic. Nearly got it to go, but they do get a break as it goes out of bounds, and we're going to get a Centerburg timeout. Couldn't have asked for a better start by the Golden Knights tonight. They lead by 14.
Yeah, great start.
10.
Great start by Northmor, up 14-4 on that last drive. Colton Martin does a good job getting baseline. Just didn't take that pro hop, get that diagonal angle to get himself to a point where he could score. And until they figure something out here, Northmore's going to continue to just really cause trouble for this Centerburg offense.
Balanced by the Golden Knights as well as Bentley, Falk, and Wenger, all with 4 points each. Kearns has the other bucket, and then for Centerburg so far, Colton Martin's been the only offense, 4 points.
Well, and if you're a coach, you look at the scoreboard and see you have 4 points, and then you think about it or look at your stat sheet and you realize you have 5 turnovers. And if you have more turnovers than points, it's going to be a tough struggle, and that's exactly what we've seen with the Trojans on the offensive end.
Just underway in the second quarter, Fredericktown with a 9-point lead over Cardington. Sewell, swish.
There, he got one to go. Little confidence booster maybe for the Trojans.
45 seconds left in the quarter, 14-6 Northmor. Falk breaks the 5-second count, backs it back out. Blake Tackett likes running. Anytime it's under 50 seconds, they will hold for the last shot if they can.
And I absolutely love it. Great coaching, especially when the possession arrow is in their favor. They can double up and get 2 possessions here and try to extend this lead.
Bentley nearly got called for the 5-second count, but breaks away just in time. Now Falk with 15 as Blade Tackett calls the offensive set here for the last shot of the quarter. Bentley gets it over the Hammond with 5 seconds. Back to Bentley with 3, 2, tries a deep 3 at the buzzer. No good. Rebound, though. Nearly put back up and in, but it won't go. We played 1 here at the Castle. Northmor up by 8. You're watching Boys High School Hoops, KMAC style, right here live and free on the OH Report.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
One quarter in the books. Northmor leading Centerburg 14-6. Travis Berardi alongside Mark Wenger. And Northmor pretty much playing their game plan out here in this first quarter.
Yeah, they really controlled that first quarter. Great job on the defensive end. Held Centerburg to 3-11 shooting and it caused 5 turnovers. Northmor comes out, tried to get a quick backdoor cut for layup. Wasn't there.
Falk takes it in and uses the kiss off the glass.
Falk said, who needs the back cut, coach? We're going to just let this get to the rack, and that's exactly what he did. He got to finish.
We talked about Bentley and Wenger in the pregame. That's going to be a kick, and it'll stay with Centerburg as we take a look at the Ruth Farms replay. But we talked about them two being scores, but when Hunter Falk can put in a good 8, 10, 12 points, it really makes that Northmor offensive attack so good.
Yeah, it just gives them more balance, and he's done a real nice job tonight of attacking the basket. A couple early drives baseline. That time he went inside drive, and it's just giving the Centerburg trouble.
Martin, he's going to try to drive it in, double-teamed, kicks it back out to Reynolds. And he hands it back to Martin. They're going a two-man game. Just underway second quarter, 10-point Golden Knight lead. Reynolds thought about a three, and instead he throws it deflected out of bounds. And something I like, you saw, Coach Tackett always up and down, but Max Lauer, he's like a fifth coach now. He's always animated on the bench. He's calling out plays. If he can't be out, he can't be in there. He's there coaching, and that's something I admire for Max Lauer. I mean, some players would just hate being there, but Max is a complete team player. That three off the line, no good, and Northmor will get the rebound.
Yes, a lot of respect to that young man. He understands the essence of team, and he's portraying that tonight on the Knights sideline.
Wenger, right side. Bentley throws it away, though, deflected.
Centerburg promptly
gives it right back. I don't know how many times this season throughout all of our games we've seen one turnover turn into another one immediately. Bentley driving baseline. That's deflected out of bounds. And I've been saying a lot about Northmor, giving them love, but this Centerburg team, losing a lot from last year, they're still right in it, in the thick of things of the conference as well. They go through the first round of the conference schedule, only one loss. John Marhefka, you can't say enough about him. He is one of the greater coaches in the northern part of the Central District as well as in the KMAC.
And they've got themselves into a little bit of a hole here early, but I'll tell you what, Centerburg's the kind of team that fundamentally you'd expect to just continue to grind away and look for them to try to get back into this game. If they do, to do so, they're going to have to rebound and quit turning the ball over.
Drew Hammond with a great putback, and Wenger on the other side. He's going to get fouled and will go to the line for two. As you take a look, just watch this for Hammond. Gets the position and just a little nice catch and release for two to make it a 12-point game.
And that's just want to right there. He saw the ball going up, and he just got himself into a position to make a play. Jax struggling from the free throw line, 0 for 3 tonight.
And we're going to get a Centerburg full timeout here with 5:54 remaining. And while that's happening, let's take a look in at Centerburg or Cardington, Fredericktown. Still a 6-point game. Man, if somehow Cardington could keep this close and pull off the win, that would just throw things into the dryer, the spin cycle a little bit more.
It would create some chaos. Cardington's another group, the team that's got a young group. A lot of sophomores play for them. They've got some skill level and some talent to see if they can, start toughening it up a little bit on the defensive end and see if they can get something going here in the second half of the season. But, right now hanging with Fredericktown, but looks like the Freddies are trying to extend it a little bit here with a quick put back there to get it up to 12.
You can watch that on our Facebook timeline as well as YouTube. And as always, our games live and always free to watch. You don't got to pay to watch a replay like some other places that we're not going to mention because we don't need to. You can watch anytime free on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Why would you want to watch a replay and pay for that? I mean, I don't understand that. But hey, people do that. That's okay. They can do that. We're going to be free though.
Yep, and we appreciate all those people out there, watching, and the people coming here and
Absolutely.
supporting these athletes. There's nothing better than high school and college sports where you get that fan base that has just so much passion.
And I know if I had the opportunity to come to a game or watch it on TV, I'd still come to the game. And you see that with a lot of people. But we like reaching out to, as Wenger hits the second free throw, to those family members that are out of town or cannot get out of the house. We're here for you as well. And I know a lot of the players like watching the replays as well. As Wenger, another steal. Bentley into the lane. That's going to be an offensive foul.
Well, at this rate,
Had the position. That was a good call.
At this rate, there's going to be a lot of Northmor players that like this start.
Absolutely.
Using that defense to create turnovers and then quickly getting out in transition. Allowed them to get to this 19-6 lead here about almost halfway through the second quarter.
Trevin Harris back into the game, but don't count Centerburg out. They are a team that can go on a run. You even saw that against Fredericktown as Bentley with a steal. Here he comes again. This time he has the lane, gets it in for two. Bentley with 6 points, leads along with Falk. It's 21-6. But they were down big to Fredericktown. Second half came back and nearly pulled that off. This is a team that can go on a run when they want to.
Well, they're going to have to try to get Colton Martin some looks, see if they can get him open, get some scoring going, because it just seems like right now nothing seems to be going their way.
The Sewell three's no good. Back comes Northmor. Falk, he's going to try for three. Off the front iron, rebound to Ryder Scott. They get it quickly ahead. Back out front, Reynolds is going to try for three. He missed it, but there's a rebound by Harris. Back outside to Martin. Now to Reynolds again. He's going to drive it in. No call. Wait, there it is. Offensive foul. Drew Hammond takes it as we take a look at the Roos Farms replay. And so Hammond had position, wasn't nearly set, but it was just the out of control run that Reynolds had, lowering the shoulder and just running through him.
Yeah.
That's why they got the call.
Well, and we had a tough angle up here, but Jason Edler, one of the better officials, not just in North Central High, but the state, he made that call. So, with Jason's angle, if he made the call, I'm going to go with him on the charge.
And maybe if it was less of a contact, you might think, okay, it's a block because he wasn't completely set. Wenger with the alley-oop, no good. But because of the severity, I guess, of the run-through, that's going to get called. Nonetheless, Trojans survive that possession by Northmor and have another chance here. Reynolds into the lane, jump stops, kicks it out to Martin. Martin from the elbow, no good. Bentley there with the rebound.
And another contested shot by the Northmor defense. Centerburg just can't get anything clean on the offensive end.
And Wenger with an unforced error there gets deflected, and back comes Centerburg. Pull-up jumper, again, too strong. And the Trojans shooting as cold as the weather outside right now. Hammond. Left side to Isaac Black. Tried forcing it into Wenger, but it's deflected. The 6th Northmor turnover. Reynolds into the lane. Tough contested shot. Counted and one.
Maybe that'll be the spark to get him going. Good play in transition. Got it on the bounce pass, went through contact and finished. Chance to go to the line and finish it with three-point play.
It's going to go against Kearns, his first, as Blade Tackett will take a timeout. Also want to thank our sponsors this evening, the fine folks that allow us to bring you these high school basketball games live and free. We'll do the full readers at halftime at the end of the game, but I still want to thank our sponsors. Andy Bauer, Edward Jones Investors, Avita Workwell, Ruth's Farms, Park National Bank, and Frito-Lay. Thank you all for sponsoring these games to allow us to bring you these live and free on the OH Report. As you take a look at head coach John Marhefka trying to get his boys back into this. And while we do that, Fredericktown, they're on a run now. It's 34-19 with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. And this Fredericktown team, they've kind of been a head-scratcher this season. They beat the likes of Lucas, then they lose to Clear Fork. They come back, they lose to Kip Columbus by 20, a team that Centerburg beats by 2, and they beat Northmor and Centerburg. It's a roller coaster ride for these Freddies this year.
Well, it's not just Fredericktown. I've seen a lot of games and a lot of teams this year where, teams play really well one night, and then the next night they turn around, and it's just a real struggle. So as the season goes on, coaches are looking for consistency. You get here in the next month, they're going to be talking about tournament draw, trying to position themselves in a good spot to get a good seed going into that draw and then to place themselves on the bracket. So we'll see if we see some better basketball and more consistent play out of a lot of teams, including the Freddies.
3-point play completed as Reynolds gets his first 3 points. Makes it 21-9. Wenger closely guarded. It's deflected back out, but he'll be able to maintain possession. It'll be an inbound for Wenger. I like that play by Wenger, too. Instead of picking it up and being pretty much hounded by Reynolds, he just lets it go out of bounds so Northmor can reset.
He lets it go out of bounds, and Grayson Reynolds here is trying to change the whole complex of the game.
He's one of the better defenders in the KMAC.
Gets the basket and one, and now he's sitting down on the defensive end, just trying to create some offense with their defense to just change some tempo or change the flow of the game here, and you're going to get another turnover.
Yeah, it was greatly defended there. Tried to get out of it with a lob, but instead it's a turnover, but Centerburg gives it back once again. Their 11th turnover. They average about 20 on the year, but they're even over that right now.
Yeah, 4 of 18 from the floor, 11 turnovers. Makes for a long night on the offensive end. Yeah, and against this Northmor zone, they're in that 1-3-1. We've seen it all night. Continue to wait for Centerburg to try to attack the short corner and then the opposite baseline. The gaps are there. Yeah. They just can't get it
passing,
to that spot.
Diagonal passing.
Absolutely.
You get the quick passing down, diagonal down. That's what my coach taught me when we were trying to break a 1-3-1 because it gets that defense moving and it gets you an open look.
Yeah, you make that extra pass, you're going to get the look. It's just they can't get to that extra.
Bentley into the lane. Pulls up and hits. Nice. He was around 4 defenders, but somehow was able to get a little bit of separation and hits that one. It's 23-9.
Yeah, I thought he was going to look to the corner to get the extra pass. Instead, he went up and finished on his own.
As Centerburg turns it over again, and Bentley into the lane, gets it out to Wenger. He's going to try the 3 off the back iron. Long rebound to Hunter Falk.
But a great look in transition. You love those transition threes. He stepped right into it, was wide open. Didn't get it to go, and unfortunately it's going to end up in another Northmor turnover.
Yeah, Chenier went baseline, looked for the kick to the corner, saw it was defended closely at the last second, tried to get the Wenger, but it was too late. A little bit of sloppy play by both sides after that timeout. As the Trojans trying to slow it down here with under 2 minutes remaining, and they turn it over right back. That one right through the hands of Harris, though. You can't blame Reynolds for the pass there. Yeah, he threaded the needle. It just wasn't caught.
It was the right look for Reynolds.
Yes, it was.
Just a little bit too much on it and got through his hands. But at least they're attacking the diagonal. And if that defender drops down, now you're going to have Martin out there on the wing to be able to hit
the
3.
Pass!
Oh, pretty play.
Caleb Chenier behind the head to an open Wenger. That one might be on a reel you see here in the next couple of days right on the OH Report Instagram, but right back at you. Colton Martin with the smoothest silk swish.
And they got it to the spot you want to get it to against the 1-3-1, that short corner baseline jumper.
Grant Bentley, though, right back at you. 10 points for him. It's 27-11. Centerburg looking to answer again. Runner won't go, but an offensive rebound. That's their 6th, but their 14th turnover.
Yep. And you see the change from Centerburg where they've taken Colton Martin from the top. Once the offense gets initiated, he's getting down to that diagonal block in the block short corner area. They're trying to get their best player the ball in the right spot.
Wenger forced that one up. This time couldn't get it to fall. Back comes Centerburg. Martin, layup, yes, and one.
Well, and that's one way to score. If you're struggling against the half-court offense, get out in transition and get something quick and early. It's exactly what they did there.
This will be Chenier's first, team's 4th.
They did at the end of the first quarter. I wouldn't be surprised here with a 14-point lead, potentially 13, to see the Knights hold it for the last shot here of the half. 37 seconds to go.
That's just good.
Gets it to fall. That's his 9th point. And you got to think this will be the final shot of the quarter for the Golden Knights. Once we get to the break, I want to show you that pass by Chenier one more time, too, because that deserves to be shown. And, well, we can show it right now. Got the wrong replay, so that's on me.
Turners have been the theme of the night.
Yeah. Anyway, Northmor will get that last chance once again. 13 seconds. Wenger tries to split the defender but turns it over. Back comes Centerburg. Can he get a shot off at the buzzer? No, it's turned over. Chenier with the interception just chucks it at the buzzer and nearly got it to go. But before the break, here is that pass one more time. Won't even rewind it. But what a setup by the Golden Knights. Just watch this. Little hook.
Definitely the highlight of the night in the first half so far.
That'll do it for the half. When we come back, we actually have a special presentation. It's one of Northmor's own wrestlers gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. And actually, we're not going to go to the break. We're going to do it right now. So we'll take it down to the floor.
Mike and Anna Becker joins his 3 older brothers as a member of the Northmor Athletic Hall of Fame. Cohen's accomplishments in 2022 were outstanding, including the first place finish at Big Walnut, 5th place at the Harding Classic, J.C. Gordon runner-up, 4th at the Sally George, KMAC champion, sectional champion, district champion, and a 7th place finish at the state tournament. His 47 wins are the most as a freshman in Northmor history. Currently, Cohen is 18-3 with a 4th place finish at the MIT, 2nd place at the Gorman, and Big Walnut champion. Cohen will look to become only the 2nd 4-time state placer in school history. Becker would like to thank his classmates, teachers, coaches, teammates, and family for all their help and support. Please join us in welcoming the newest member of the Northmor Athletic Hall of Fame, Colton Becker.
So congratulations to Colton Becker, the newest member of the Northmor Athletic Hall of Fame. Now, we will head to the halftime break. Northmor with the 27-14 lead. When we come back, halftime stats, analysis, and much more. You're watching Boys High School Hoops live and free right here on the OH Report.
He takes the Tostitos, fakes left, goes right, and dives into the salsa. Now that is how you bring home the snacks.
What is he doing?
Preparing for his next career as a commentator.
Isn't he a little young for that?
All the best players get broadcast deals these days.
Bill's Mafia is going absolutely crazy down here. Isn't that right, Billy? So So true, so true. Back to you, Josh. Back to you. Now let's go down onto the field for the coin toss. Doesn't get much better than this.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Tonight's high school basketball KMAC boys broadcast brought to you live and free thanks to our generous sponsors, Avita Workwell, Ruth's Farms. They specialize in bred, born, and raised freezer beef since 1948. Call Zach Ruth to order yours at 419-989-0341. You won't regret it, folks. Andy Bauer, Edward Jones Investors. Whether you're planning for retirement, saving for college, grandchildren, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you care about most, Andy can develop specific strategies to help you achieve your goals. Park National Bank, where you mean more. And Frito-Lay, we are driven and inspired by our purpose, food that matters for life's moments. I want to thank all of you for helping sponsor tonight's broadcast to keep it live and free to fans. We'll take one more break, and when we come back, the Andy Bauer, Edward Jones Investor halftime show. You're watching High School Hoops live and free right here on the OH Report.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
We welcome you inside the Andy Bauer, Edward Jones Investors halftime show. Golden Knights actually are leading at the half, 27-14, not 0-0. There we go. Travis Berardi alongside Mark Gollinger. And Mark, it's been all Golden Knights in this first half.
All Golden Knights, and it started with the defense. The Knights' defense has been the difference. They came in tonight, went to that 1-3-1 zone, held Centerburg to 29% shooting from the floor, caused 15 turnovers, and that has been the story here in the first half.
And let's take a look at those complete halftime statistics. There they are. 11-6 field goals, 1-3 by the Golden Knights. Both teams taking a lot of threes, just not hitting that much. The boards are even, turnovers about even. But it's just been the play by Northmor. They've just been able to get better looks.
They've been able to get better looks. Now, I'm sure both coaches are talking in the locker room about the adjustments they're going to make, and one of the things they have to be talking about is taking care of the basketball. 15 turnovers, 12 turnovers for the two teams. Those are the kind of numbers that you would expect to see for an entire game, and even then you might not be happy, but to do it in one half is definitely going to be of concern. And then the other thing I'm really interested to see is what kind of adjustments will Centerburg make in attacking this 1-3-1 Northmor zone. Will they talk about their spacing? Will they come out and screen the zone a little bit? That's the kind of things you can do. Or maybe they'll change up on the defensive end and try to make it a more transition-oriented game and speed it up so they don't have to take as many possessions against this set Northmor 1-3-1 zone.
Just about ready to go for the second half. So while we have a moment, let's take a look at the leading scores for both sides. First, for Northmor, Grant Bentley, 10 points tonight, 4 field goals, one of them being a 3. And as for the Centerburg Trojans, they are led by Colton Martin, the senior forward, 4 field goals, 9 points. He had that and 1 as well. For a Trojan team that they need to really start scoring around him.
It's scoring around, and I would guess the first few possessions, you're really going to see a point of emphasis for Centerburg to try to get Martin some good looks somewhere against this zone and see if he can kind of kickstart the entire team's offense.
14-6 Northmor in the first, 13-8 Golden Knights in the second for the 27-14 advantage as we are about ready to go here in the second half. And the Trojans will have possession going from right to left on your screen, and their Road Reds gray lettering. Martin's
just got to slide farther on that wing. He allowed that closeout to just be too short by the Northmor defender. He's got to slide away from the defenders in the zone to make that closeout longer so he gets an open look.
They got an open look. Offensive rebound, put back, good.
1-3-1 can be difficult to rebound out of, and finally Centerburg gets on the scoreboard here with an offensive rebound putback.
Ryder Scott with his first points of the game. It's 27-16. On the other end, Hunter Falk gets it out to Caleb Chenier as the Trojans remain in that man-to-man. Chenier from the corner. He's going to try a 3. Swish! Chenier on the board with his first field goal, and that was a nice shot. Elbow in, follow through, swish.
Yep, footwork was good. Catch and shoot, nothing but the bottom.
On the other end, the Trojans get its first 3 of the night. Grayson Reynolds with the open look.
And there's that diagonal skip for the wing jumper.
So a perfect start for both sides offensively. 3 possessions, 3 buckets. Chenier with the runner in and out. He gets his own rebound, gets it out to Hammond, who gets it in the Wenger for the bucket. No good, though. And that's going to get knocked out of bounds. We'll take a look at the Reynolds 3. Move that defense down, get the open look.
And Northmore's going to change up after playing the entire game so far, 1-3-1. We're going to show them a possession of man defense.
Falk guarding Martin. 2 minutes gone by here, third quarter. An 11-point Golden Knight lead. Backdoor cut through the hands and turned over. Had the look, but just couldn't complete it. Wenger around traffic, gets it over to Bentley. Quick release, 3, yes! Timeout. Blade, Tackett. Golden Knights 2 for 2 from beyond the arc here to start the second half.
Yeah, they got 1 in the first half, came out and bang, bang, got 2 threes to drop.
And Bentley with a little point to the student section tonight as well. If you looked on our Facebook and YouTube, our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram feeds, the Golden Knight student section, rhyming without reason. So you had a guy, you have one, if you look at the picture, 2 of the guys up front, garbage bag, American flag.
Nice.
Rhyming without reason. You had Mario Party and, what is it? But you get the gist of it. It's
one of the more
kind of a
unique
read.
student section themes I've heard. I like it. A lot of creativity by the group tonight. Well done.
Mario Party and Steve Harvey.
Okay.
That was another one.
All
Yeah,
right.
rhyming without reason. So they Golden Knights with the steal. Falk to the lane. Layup good. And another turnover.
Well, it's been a turnover party tonight for Centerburg. 18 of them on the evening. 5.5 to go here in the third quarter. Last couple have been unforced.
Falk with it. Hands off to Wenger. He's going to try a three. Short, though. Long rebound out to Falk. Another chance for the Golden Knights. Nearly lost the handle. And he finally does. Back comes Centerburg, and a big foul. As Reynolds is going to go to the line as we take a look at the replay. I think he kind of sold that a little bit. Not that much contact, but it will get him to the line.
You know, and one thing we talk about a lot, we do these broadcasts, we talk about the body language that you show and that you see on the floor. And, you know, Northmore's had several possessions where they've stolen the basketball, went down for a layup, and you kind of see the Centerburg guys have just jogged back, haven't made that real effort. And then you turn around, here's Northmore sprinting back, called the foul, but at least they're going to make them earn it from the free throw line instead of just giving them the uncontested layup.
Short on the second. Falk gets the rebound. Coming up on 4:50 left third quarter. A 15-point Golden Knight lead as they've hit on 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the second half. Falk to the baseline.
Centerburg just trying to string together some stops here on the defensive end, see if they can get themselves back into it. There's one turnover. We'll see if they can capitalize on the other end. Northmore's going to stay in the man-to-man.
Reynolds stolen away again. Falk into the lane. Martin there with the rejection.
Great recovery there by Martin. They turn it over. He sprints back, makes a play. You can just see the frustration on his face so far tonight. Things aren't going well for Centerburg.
Although he is now well over his average for blocks. Hammond nearly lost it. Tackett's going to get the timeout right before the ball goes out of bounds. And this will allow us to get another look in at Fredericktown Cardington, and the Freddies now well in hand of this one. 56-30 in the third.
That got ugly in a hurry. But that's what the Freddies can do. They can string together runs. And, you know, again, Cardington being a real young group this year. We're going to see them, I know, a couple of times coming up here. Just, you know, are willing, you know, a team that with their youth is going to be, you know, apt to give up those kind of runs, and that's exactly what Fredericktown's doing, and taking care of business.
Yeah, and taking a look at the top of the KMAC standings, pretty much the 3 teams that are still in it for the conference championship. You got Centerburg and Northmore fighting right now. Northmore needs this game more than Centerburg per se to stay in the hunt, and they're doing what they need to. And then Fredericktown still undefeated, but the Freddies still get Northmore here at the Castle, and they host Centerburg the last conference game of the year for Freddyburg Part 2. So this conference still yet to be determined.
But if you're Fredericktown, you have to be feeling good if anybody's relayed the score to this game tonight.
What a job by Bryson Kearns to deflect it to an open Wenger for the bucket. 37-20 Golden Knights. Ball deflected out of bounds, and we will take a look at the replay and just watch the effort. He fights in there, just gets the tip right to the open Wenger. Everything going right for the Golden Knights tonight.
And it's been because of effort. They've made effort plays tonight. And, you know, you look up at the scoreboard and you look at the balance. You know, the Knights 13, 9, 8. Good balance across the board here as they've opened up this 17-point lead.
Trojans looking to inbound. Forces it into Martin. Spin move, short, rebound Chenier. Well defended on that one. Back on the Golden Knights. Bentley gets it stripped away. 15th Golden Knight turnover. Reynolds full speed in the lane. That's deflected, and back comes the Golden Knights. Wenger, jump stop, pop, good.
Good decision by Wenger. 2 feet into the ground, got himself into the paint, elevated and scored without charging.
Golden Knights looking to break a 7-game losing streak to the Trojans. Skip pass, wide open, Sewell for 3. Yes, they needed that one.
They needed that. Still a lot of time left. Centerburg can just try to creep its way back in, but they've got to get stops and then convert on the offensive end.
Bentley, ball fakes, puts it up and in. 15 for Grant tonight. It's 41-23. And I apologize, Centerburg fans. It's Sully, not Sewell. Isaiah with 5. Martin, left side. Harris with the ball fake. Euro steps and walks.
It's just been that kind of night for Centerburg. They just haven't been able to get anything going. A lot of credit goes to the Knights defense. They've done a real good job. Once they went to this man-to-man, they're switching a lot of the screens, and Centerburg just hasn't had a counter to it.
Wenger across the timeline. Tries the reverse, but Reynolds right on him. Bentley gets it to Wenger on the back door, but turns it over. 2-on-1 for the Trojans. And once again, Reynolds will go to the line as you take a look at the Ruth Farms replay. Foul's going to go against Chenier, his second.
Number 4, Caleb Chenier, his second. Team 2 to the line shooting. Number 1, Grayson Reynolds.
Reynolds, 2 of 3 this evening from the charity stripe. Got the friendly bounce there to go. Reynolds now with 8 points.
Yeah, Reynolds done a nice job here stepping up, being that second scorer behind Colton Martin for the Trojans.
Nails them both. We get a substitution for Northmor. Hunter Falk back in. Reynolds and Martin both with 9 points, doing what they need to. But not having a score in Jack Lawrence out there due to sickness, that's hurt them as well. Because you get 6-7 points right there. It's a 10, 9-point game right now, and they might have a chance. But, Wenger in the corner. He's going to drive baseline. Instead of passes, it gets the little floater to go.
Yeah, just overplayed that ball screen, and they made him pay for it with that baseline drive.
13 points for him on the other end. Ball's turned over. 20 turnovers for Centerburg. Hunter Falk thought about driving baseline. He will again. Kicks it right side. Bentley, can he get another 3? No, too strong. Rebound out to Martin.
Had the look they wanted. Great drive and pitch. Just didn't get the 3 ball to drop.
93 seconds left in the third. Reynolds into the lane. Swatted, but it's going to be a foul. So you take a look at the replay, and, well, just take a look at this. It's going to be on Chenier. He might have got ball, but he got the arm as well going across. When you have that swipe, more likely than not, the refs are going to call it. It's the third against Caleb.
Absolutely. Grace is going to step to the line again. He's taken a pounding the last couple trips. A little slow getting up, but he's going to step to the line, see if he can bring his team 2 points closer. There's the first one.
Reynolds now in the double digits with 10. 43-26 on the Avita Workwell scoreboard. Make it 27.
Yeah, Reynolds played a real nice game tonight. 11 points on the offensive end, sat down and guarded. Now you see Centerburg trying to change just the flow of the game.
2-2-1, yeah. And they get the steal. And then a blocking foul on Wenger.
And that's what you got to do. Things aren't going your way. You got to make some kind of change, and they definitely made the change there. Went to the zone press, created a turnover. See if they can get a little bit of momentum here at the end of the third quarter.
You can't wait till the fourth quarter to change this up. You need to go now. Centerburg, nice pass inside to Sully. Then gets it to Martin.
Nice cut, nice pass, nice finish.
He now has 11, and they're back into the press.
And as much as we've talked about Northmor dominating, Centerburg's just hanging around. Still just 14-point game. A lot of time left they can just continue to get stops.
Nearly stolen away. Wenger now with numbers. Tried to get it into Falk, but it is deflected away. Another turnover for Northmor. Back they come. Reynolds forces one up, though. No good. Northmor with the rebound.
Yeah, shied away from contact there. Just went right through that defender, forced the official to call the foul, or got yourself to the basket.
And now, with under 50 seconds left in the quarter, it's what I like to call tack-it time, where they're going to try and hold for the final shot. And Reynolds is going to get called for the foul there, his third. Take a look at the replay. Just he's not giving Wenger that position that he needs. He's all pretty much up in his grill.
Yeah, I think it was more with the body and the push, because it looked like with his hand it was clean getting the ball, which went up into Wenger's face. But yeah, I think it was just with the body getting into him. And as you said, the Knights are going to try to hold here for the last shot, and again they'll start the fourth quarter with the basketball.
Wenger reverses, gets back out. 10 seconds. They're about to run their play, but they turn it over. Reynolds does get the turnover as Wenger got it deflected off his leg. So with 8.9 seconds left, Centerburg with a chance to cut into that deficit.
A basket would be huge here, not just from the scoreboard, but just for momentum's purposes.
Reynolds going to try a three. No good. Rebound to Northmor, and that's how the quarter's going to end. We played 3 at the Castle. Golden Knights looking to stay alive in the KMAC. They lead 43-29. We'll take a break and be back with Money Time right here live and free on the OH Report.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
In the words of OH Report founder, president, CEO Brian Skoronsky, it is money time here at the Castle. Golden Knights leading 43-29. Travis Berardi alongside Mark Bollinger. And Centerburg getting that offense going in the third quarter, but Northmor just a little bit better. They outscored him 16-15. 16-15,
14-point lead here. See if Northmor can extend the lead. If you're Centerburg, just going to try to get it cut down in the first 2-3 minutes, but that's not the way to do it. Good drive and score.
He now in the double digits. The Golden Knights have 3 in double digits. It's 45-29. They get a turnover. 22nd against the Trojans.
It's just hard to win basketball games when you turn it over at the rate Centerburg has done it tonight.
Hammond back out to Wenger. Just underway in the fourth quarter. Gets it over to Bentley. Quick release 3. Too strong, and we're going to get a foul on Chenier on the rebound. That's going to be his 4th.
Nice action there by the Knights. Ran a little elevator screen on the wing, got Bentley the open look. Wouldn't go, but got him the look that they obviously wanted.
So out will go Chenier, and back in is Bryson Kearns.
And back to the 1-3-1.
Into the corner, Martin gets his way through, puts up the tough shot, no good. Offensive rebound, though. Put back up and in.
And that's kind of what we thought we might see early. That baseline attack, the seam in the defense is down there, and they got to it that time. Martin didn't get to go, but again, it's hard to rebound out of that zone sometimes.
Bentley lost the handle. I think that might have been deflected. We'll see where they're going to call it. They're still discussing. And they're going to say Northmor ball. Bentley lost the handle, but I think it did get deflected. Into Bentley. Now the Falk on the baseline. Tried kicking it, but right there is Trevin Harris. And Centerburg will get the offensive possession. Left side. Sully for 3. Not enough on it, but an offensive rebound again.
They got the look they wanted. It was wide open, wouldn't go. Got another open look.
Martin airballs it, but off the hands of Wenger, and it'll stay with Centerburg with 6:20 remaining in regulation.
You can't complain about the looks. Wide open look from the corner. Wide open look from 3 from the wing. Just neither shot would go. Good job on the special situation.
And Scott with his 6th point. Back to a 12-point game here with 6:10 left. Falk down the sideline, double teamed. Throws it up, and Bentley comes under it, and we'll get a little hand check foul. So we take a look at the inbounds bucket.
That's a real good job there, just reading the defender, slicing to space, catch and finish. Yeah, a lot of time left, 6:04 to go, 12-point game.
Wenger gets it into Drew Hammond, now to Bentley.
Northmor just looking for good possession, get the shot they want, and that wasn't it.
Yeah, Bentley went into traffic there. 4 players around him forced it up, but on the other end, it was Reynolds trying to force it up to get a foul and nothing doing. Bentley, another chance. He does get it to go. Grant Bentley with 17 points.
Good job there, 2-on-1 break, and they executed. Able to get the easy look, up the lead to 14.
Reynolds gets it over to Harris. He fights his way in, doesn't get the bunny to fall, but Centerburg will maintain possession. Martin now too strong off the glass, and Hammond is there for the rebound. Wenger, right side to Bentley, back out to Jax. Bentley, the single game scoring record at Northmor with 45, as Hunter Falk's going to go to the line. Did that against Danville earlier this season.
And you know, his 45-point performance topped a guy in a family I know pretty well. You know, Jack Kegley held that record for a long time. And, you know, you don't see many records stand for over 30 years, and Jack's record of 43 stood since, I think it was 1989. So
there were a couple other pretty good Kegley brothers that came through here recently, too, and they couldn't even do it. And then Grant Bentley comes down and breaks the record.
Yep, Jack's 2 boys came through here, played outstanding team, first team to ever win a conference championship here.
Under head coach Zach Ruth.
Absolutely, and playing over at Mount Vernon Naz. Kyle's putting up some great numbers.
It's about 18 points per game or something like that.
Yeah, has a chance to possibly go overseas and play professionally, so congratulations to him on that, and also, like we said, to his dad Jack, and of course Grant for breaking Jack's record a few weeks ago.
Also at MVNU, former KMAC Player of the Year from Centerburg, Carter Jones. Great kid, great player. He's starting to get some more playing time as a sophomore for MVNU.
Yep, growing into a role over there. Expect good things out of him as he continues his career for the Naz.
48-33 Golden Knights coming up on the midway point of quarter number 4. Wenger gets it over to Hammond, then back to Jax. Got a screen, tries driving in, put the little floater up. That time it was too strong. And the rebound is out to Wyatt Tudor, who now checks in for Centerburg. Martin tried threading the needle there, but it's turned over.
25 on the night, I believe, turnovers. Yeah. 25th turnover for Centerburg. 33 points, 25 turnovers. That's just tough.
And this is kind of a 180 from the first matchup, where Northmor was the team that couldn't hit shots, turned the ball over, and Centerburg came out with the 2-point lead, the 2-point win. But Grant Bentley and company.
Real nice offense there. Bentley saw the drive to the basket, attacked from the opposite wing, got himself into position to catch and score. Beautiful basketball by the Knights.
Wenger, left side to Folk. He's going to drive baseline. Kicks it back out to Kearns. And Kearns is going to get fouled. That is the 4th against Centerburg as we take a look at the take by Graham Bentley. Nice pass by Hunter Falk there to get the assist.
Knights have definitely done a good job of sharing the basketball tonight. Good teamwork, getting open looks, taking advantage of it. And there you get another one on a back cut. Easy one.
Oh, Bunny missed. Go. You jinxed him, Mark. You jinxed him.
Sorry, Jax, but great cut. Just didn't get it to finish.
17-point game with under 3 left. Centerburg's going to have to play near perfect basketball, and as I say that, I jinxed them with the turnover. And now Wenger not hesitant to get this across the line. Now he will.
Again, Knights just going to spread the floor, eat up the last 2.5 minutes here, force Centerburg to foul or basically play one-on-one and give up an easy drive.
Gets it out to Bentley. He's going to drive it, kick it back out. Make sure to stay tuned to the Andy Bauer, Edward Jones Investors post-game show. That will include our Avita Workwell MVP. And we'll try and get Blade Tackett up here to talk with him as well, our first conversation of the season. Coming up in about 2 minutes of game time right here.
Well, I'm sure Coach Tackett's going to be real happy here. Good chance to work on some late game situation here, working on holding the basketball, something that you may see as they come down the stretch here and get into tournament time.
Drew Hammond with his 4th point. Makes it 52-33. And just looking at the schedule that Tackett has coached throughout the last 3 years, this is probably his biggest win as coach of Northmor, knocking off the defending KMAC champs, a team that's ahead of him in the conference, especially this late in the years. That's a foul against Wenger.
Well, I'm sure Coach will tell us it's the biggest one for now, but they're looking, they've got a chance. Fredericktown again, they've got a chance to get a bigger win.
Yeah, this just jumbles up the KMAC a little bit more because as Blade Tackett going to clear out the bench. A well-deserved curtain call for these 5.
They definitely put on a show tonight. 52-33. The Knights have just been dominant.
Jumper no good. Rebound, though, stays with Martin. Martin puts it back up and in.
Good to see the Trojans continuing to play hard here. One half-court trap, see if they can create a turnover.
Logan Caudell loses the handle. Into the lane. Martin can't get the bunny to fall. Deflected out. And we'll see who. It's going to go to Northmor. Bo Landon. Trevor Black. Cole Kaufman. Logan Caudell. A.J. Bauer into the game as Tackett will call a timeout. Now, you remember the names A.J. Bauer and Bo Landon from football. Bauer would throw it up, and Bo Landon made some of the prettiest catches I've seen from a wide receiver during the Northmor football season as they went to the playoffs once again. But you always love seeing when you get those JV players in there.
Absolutely. And for Bo, he made some plays earlier tonight. He scored 15 points to lead the Northmor JV to a 36-27 win in the opener. So scored 15 in the JV game. Now he's getting a little bit of varsity time as a reward. So good night for him and some of the other younger players here for the Golden Knights.
I want to say hello to Matt Planey watching on Facebook. Thanks for watching. Go Golden Knights. We have over 100 people watching the tail end of this one. I do want to update you. Well, let's just show you it. Fredericktown leading 67-38, so they will remain unbeaten.
Well, while we're talking about shout-outs, a quick shout-out to Tammy David. She's undergoing some medical issues, and she's a longtime Northmor fan. She's been a fan here. She's almost in the gym every night that the Knights play at home, and I know she couldn't be here tonight, so sending her well wishes, and I'm sure
Absolutely.
The Knight fans will be glad to get her back in here and get that loud voice yelling for the black and yellow.
Well, they got her a win tonight. We go up on 45 seconds left. Landon, open lane layup, good. Bo Landon on the board. Centerburg trying to get this out of 35 points. Martin, he's going to try to three. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Also want to say hello to Adam Thompson. You know that, Adam Thompson, watching on YouTube. Got a comment, though, bud. Don't know you're watching there. There's Landon off the steal, gets back-to-back buckets.
He's proven he can score in the varsity game as well. Give him 19 for the night, 15 JV for varsity.
And that'll do it. Golden Knights win it 56-35. They remain in the heart of the KMAC championship race. We're going to take another break, be back with our MVP, final stats, analysis, and much more. Stay tuned. You're watching KMAC Hoops, live and free right here on the OH Report.
He takes the Tostitos, fakes left, goes right, and dives into the salsa. Now that is how you bring home the snacks.
What is he doing?
Preparing for his next career as a commentator.
Isn't he a little young for that?
All the best players get broadcast deals these days.
Bill's Mafia is going absolutely crazy down here. Isn't that right, Billy? So true, so true. Back to you, Josh. Back to you. Now let's go down onto the field for the coin toss. Doesn't get much better than this.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Time now for our Avita Workwell players of the game. First, for the Golden Knights, junior forward Grant Bentley. A game-high 19 points. Congratulations, Grant. Big win for you guys. Centerburg right above you in the standings. You needed this win to stay in the KMAC race. You get it convincingly. I could ask you what didn't go well because you had more that went well, but what went well for you guys tonight?
Just the game plan going in. Coach Tackett and Coach Maddox, they really had a good game plan going into it, and we were just able to execute, force turnovers. That was our big goal, was force turnovers, and I felt like we did that.
Yourself, you put up 19 points tonight. You didn't have that much of a good game against Centerburg the first time. What were you able to do this time around?
It's all about sharing the ball. Shout out to my point guard, Jax Wenger. He was really able to spread the floor, and we were just able to get cuts to the basket, and it was just a really good game for all of us. Also,
my first time getting to talk to you. Congratulations on breaking the school record against Danville earlier.
Thank
45,
you,
we talked
you.
about it. Breaking his good buddy's record back in the 80s, so congratulations on that. Now you're into the second half of your schedule for the KMAC as well. You're going up against a couple teams that you've already beaten, and then you have Fredericktown with a big one towards the end of the year. What do you guys need to do to not get any letdowns ahead of that matchup?
We're just looking one game at a time. We're not satisfied at all. We're looking to chase a KMAC championship, and we got Mount Gilead at their place on Friday.
Big rivalry game.
Yeah, tough place to play, and we're just looking to come tomorrow at practice, ready to go.
All right. Before you hand it over to Jax, you want to look into the camera, give anybody a shout-out. Go for it.
Shout out to Hayes, Ryan, and Marcus watching down in Columbus. Love you guys.
All right. That's our first MVP, Grant Bentley, a game-high 19 points. Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
And now we're going to hand it over to our second MVP of the evening. That is Northmor sensational sophomore guard, Jax Wenger. Jax, congratulations, man. It seemed like you were able to get the ball wherever you wanted there, drive to the hole, kick it out. Just tell me about your night tonight.
Yeah, Coach Tackett tells me every day, some nights it's going to be scoring for me, sometimes it's going to be passing the ball, facilitating, getting the offense going. Tonight I was able to, find Grant a lot, find Hunter. Hunter had a good game. So it's just different stuff every night, and I'm glad to do what I can each night.
How nice is it? I ask most point guards this question. How nice is it having multiple scorers on a team that you can just dish it out? They're not just focusing on one player. I know Max is out maybe for the rest of the season, but you still have the likes of Hunter, who had a great night tonight, of Grant, yourself as well. Just how great does that open up your offense to where you might not have to do everything?
Yeah, it's great. Like you said, me, Hunter, and Grant tonight, I think we were in all double digits, if I remember right. So, it's hard for defenses to stop all three of us. We're all going to have our nights, and, tonight was pretty even. Grant obviously 45 points. That's crazy. He's going to have his nights, and it's just nice to have all those scoring threats.
Is this the game that you guys have been wanting to play all season, the type of basketball you wanted to play, suffocating defense, being able to spread the wealth?
Yeah, exactly. Coach Tackett talks all the time about, the suffocating defense, like you said, getting turnovers, running out in transition, and tonight was not one of the first times, but one of the few times this year that we've been able to almost execute a game plan perfectly, and obviously it showed on the scoreboard tonight.
All right, and last two questions. What is it going to take for you guys to run the table in the KMAC the rest of the way to give yourselves a chance at maybe a co-championship?
Yeah, so obviously tonight a big win against Centerburg. We have 4 tough teams coming up that we've already beat. We can't afford to drop a game to a team that we've already knocked off easily. So we just need to stay focused, go one game at a time like Grant said, and, good things will happen.
All right, and lastly, you're an MVP. Looking at the camera. Well, I do have one more question. How's it feel to be playing the basketball that your sister did on the same court? Because you two are playing pretty much the same style that I've been seeing the last few years. How nice is it to be able to do that? Yeah,
it feels nice. Obviously she was a great player, 1,000 points, school record, all that stuff. So it's nice to just come in here and continue the name, I guess.
Do a little bit better. You got to talk to your sister, right?
Yeah, I do.
Shout out to Lexi out there. But now, looking at the camera, shout out anybody you like.
I'm just going to give the shout out back to Lexi watching down in Cincinnati.
Shout out to Lexi, too, from me as well. Jax Wenger, one of our co-MVPs tonight. 13 points. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way, my friend.
Thank you.
And now, folks, we have one more special guest coming your way. And that is Northmor head basketball coach wearing a wrestling shirt because he's the AD as well,
Yeah, can I talk about that really quick?
Yeah.
You know I like to talk on here, Travis.
Oh, I know. That's why I got you on here, buddy.
Yeah, I got to give a huge shout out to Cohen Becker tonight.
And we had that live at halftime.
Yeah, thanks for doing that. That kid deserves it.
That's awesome.
A real special individual, real special wrestler. I told him this after the game. I told our coach at practice. It's not a lie. It's a true story. I woke up today, picking the undershirt, whatever. Saw the wrestling shirt. Said, if I could coach as good as Cohen Becker can wrestle tonight, then we're going to get a win. Now, here's the thing. I don't think that'll ever happen. I mean, the kid is that special, and he's a good kid. He comes from a great family. We're super lucky to have him in our district. So, congrats to him on his Hall of Fame induction.
Absolutely, and I believe
super happy for him.
Are you guys wrestling in the Crestview?
Yeah, Cougar Duels this weekend. Yeah,
I believe we will be having that on the OH Report, so
good.
you get to see him in person, folks, live and free on the OH Report this weekend. But we were talking in the 3 years that you've been head coach. This has to be one of the biggest wins you have. Not only just the team that you're playing, the defending KMAC champs, they won 7 straight against you guys. And not only that, it puts you in position to have a chance at a KMAC championship at the end of the year. I know you've been working to win games like these, and you finally do. So just how nice is it to finally get that big win under your belt?
Yeah, I mean, it's you said it about as good as I could have. I mean, it's a great basketball program. John and I are super close. I respect the heck out of that guy. He's an amazing coach, and every time coming in, it's gonna be. We've played him close so many times, Travis.
Yeah.
You know as much as I do. You probably
block shot at the buzzer the opening game this year.
Yeah, they beat us by 2. I mean, we played them close one game. It's like every year we play them close one game, and it feels great to finally get over that hump and not beat a good team and beat a good program. And, give our guys the confidence that even though we were sitting at 6-5, like we've played a lot of good opponents, we've played a lot of close games. If we just keep chipping away, we're going to be able to get over that hump. And, I think we did it tonight. And it's I cannot express this enough. It's all credit to our players. From the starters all the way down, the bench was electric. They chattered every single time. They were telling us where our shooters were every time. And then our 7 guys that got the primary playing time were just they executed to a T. Now we turned it over a little bit. I'd like us to take a charge. I'd like us to be better with free throws. So there's always that I like a little bit more, but overall we executed our game plan and we were super fundamental, disciplined on D even while we ran a zone in terms of boxing out, getting our rotations, all that stuff, and we executed on offense. And when they started making a run, we said, okay, let's keep attacking the basket. Let's not let them get it back to under 10 or whatever like they did the last time. So, yeah. But she said it. Centerburg has been a team we haven't. Coach Maddox and I haven't beat him. It's the first one that we've had, since it's been him and I in 2020 or whatever it was. So, and like I said, I love John. Centerburg's a great program.
Well, also
so
doing this,
credit to them too.
I mean, found out the news you might not have Max for the rest of the season. One of the heart of the team. But even we were complimenting him how he's now a 5th coach on the sidelines. But to be able to do this, a younger squad, to be able to rally around each other without their heart, their team leader out there, and to pull off this win has to be just as special as well.
Yeah, they've galvanized, and this group has been ready to get to this spot for so long. They've been ready to get here. They were great in junior high, great their freshman year, great their sophomore year. They've been waiting for this moment. And while we all want Max on the floor and love him to death, when they saw the opportunity, said, okay, we're going to step up and take it. We've really galvanized around him. And Max, he's the best. I mean, he's the best. Every single coach tells me. It's amazing to see him on the bench with everything he went through with breaking his wrist during football. And he played basketball with a broken wrist, and then he dislocates his shoulder, and we're waiting on the results of that. And yet all of that goes on, and you see him on the bench, and he's the best teammate on the bench. And there's no lie. He's a coach. We will sub people out, and I will literally say, Max, talk to him. Because Max is saying everything that we are all saying, but sometimes a player can get through to a teammate better than we can. And Max is one of those guys, and, I just love that kid to death. As much as I wish he was on the floor, I'm honored that he's sitting down on the bench with us, and we brought him down. Said, you're not sitting on the bench, bud. You're down here with us now. And so our guys have really rallied around him and really competed without him, the 4 games that we haven't had him.
So moving forward, you're in position now. You got teams.
We only made 1 3. Sorry.
Oh, this was from the first half.
Oh, okay.
That's my first. I was down here getting you guys, so I put that in.
I'm going to
I mean, you hit actually 1, 2,
3 threes.
You hit 3.
Okay.
But that's another thing. You're a team that usually hits threes, but you didn't need it tonight. That's another
we're really good at finishing,
aspect.
so that's been our goal in practice is to get to the basket and finish. So.
Second half of the conference schedule. Check one team off that beat you the first time around. Now you get a few games against teams that you've beaten. What do you need to do to avoid the letdown? I know I was in the locker room with you guys, you talking to the guys, and then we'll have that up on our socials here in a little bit. But what do you guys need to do to avoid that letdown, to give yourselves that shot at Fredericktown at the end of the year?
Yeah, so now it's like every situation, every single game is almost a new situation. So here we are. Now we've beat a good team and a good program. Now we're going into some games that we've won, but we have to have a business-like attitude. It has to be the same approach for the next 4 games that it was for Centerburg. It has to be a good practice tomorrow, a hard practice Thursday, and we have to just go in and it's no secret. Mount Gilead can drop 80 on any night. It's none of these 4 games that we won the first time around are going to be handed to us. Now we've put ourselves in a position where we're back tied for second. How are we going to handle that? How are we going to handle playing teams that we beat already? Are we going to give them the same amount of respect and play with the same type of effort in planning and practice that we've done? Because if we just walk in and think we're going to win, it ain't going to happen like that. But we got good leaders on the team. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to be prepped and ready for Mount Gilead on Friday.
Well, not only this, going into the second half of the season, wins like these are good for district draws, the district seeding. I know it's still mid-January, but you have to start thinking about that, because now that you're down in Division 4, you take the place of that East Knox squad that went and won a district championship with a team that might have not had as many playmakers that you guys do, but they had the district player of the year that led them that way. Now you're thinking, hey, if I get this team, we knock them off, that helps us, that boosts us maybe up a couple lines. That, for the first time in your coaching career, you're in position now to maybe get yourself a nice seed.
Yeah, that's 100% true. I mean, we had our best seed last year, and that was a 12 seed, Central District D3, which is brutal. Every division Central District is pretty tough. But, yeah, you're right. We're vying for that. We've already got the date marked. It's February 3rd. We're thinking about, what can our potential draw be. I'm interested in Patriot Prep and East Knox tomorrow. I mean, I can rattle off a couple more for you. But, yeah, and the thing that's different is we've never been D4. Someone might correct me if I'm wrong out there from Northmor, but I don't think we've ever been Division 4 in basketball, to my knowledge. And so it's new territory, it's new teams, it's new seeding, it's all stuff that we're thinking about and looking at as coaches. Our players, you guys know how it goes. It's one game at a time. We're looking at Mount Gilead. But as coaches, yeah, we're absolutely thinking about that stuff. And tonight is a huge step towards that.
All right, so you get a day off tomorrow and then a rivalry game at Mount Gilead. So I'm going to let you get out of here, celebrate a little bit. You deserve it tonight, Coach. And then get back to the drawing board, because now you have a conference championship to play for the rest of the way.
Nice to hear. Thanks, guys. Appreciate all the work that you do. Can't wait to watch it back. Coach, it's good to see you again, man. It's been a long time.
All right, Blade Tackett, head coach of the victorious Northmor Golden Knights. They knock off Centerburg 56-35, not 27-14. This isn't a football score, but hey, I'll get that fixed. We're going to take a break and be back with our final stats analysis with this man right here. Right after this, you're watching Boys High School Hoops live and free on the OH Report.
He takes the Tostitos, fakes left, goes right, and dives into the salsa. Now that is how you bring home the snacks.
What is he doing?
Preparing for his next career as a commentator.
Isn't he a little young for that?
All the best players get broadcast deals these days.
Bill's Mafia is going absolutely crazy down here. Isn't that right, Billy? So true, so true. Back to you, Josh. Back to you. Now let's go down onto the field for the coin toss. Doesn't get much better than this.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
They forced 27 Centerburg turnovers, held them to around 28% shooting from the floor. And talking with Coach Tack a little bit, off air after the interview, they knew coming in, or they felt like coming in, that zone was going to give Centerburg a little bit of trouble, and it did. It took them out of that mover blocker offense they like to run against man, forced them to do something different, and it really, really worked out well tonight for the Golden Knights.
Taking a look at the final statistics, once again brought to you by Andy Bauer, Edward Jones Investors. 24 field goals to 13, 3 threes to 2. Boards are even at 23 to finish. Turnovers, 27 for Centerburg, were just too much for them tonight. Free throws, 6 and 9, 4 of 8, not that bad. Fouls as well, but the turnovers and the looks. They got good looks, they just couldn't hit. Northmor on the other side, they pretty much did anything they wanted tonight.
Anything they wanted, and for both teams, as the players and coach talked about, really outstanding wins, something they can really use to kind of springboard them into the second half of the season. Not only in the KMAC, but also when looking at the seeding for the District 4 tournament. And then for Centerburg, this is one of those nights where you just wipe it clean. You have those nights. Tonight they came out, they just struggled in all areas, and it's something that I'm sure they're going to talk about a little bit, and then they're going to be like, that's something that learn from it, but we've got to move on, because that wasn't the typical Centerburg team that we see.
Yeah, and Centerburg still, they're in the conference race with Northmor now. They need Fredericktown. They need to beat Fredericktown just like Northmor. Both teams do that. We have a 3-way tie if they take care of business the rest of the way. So this opens things up, but it's still Fredericktown's the win. They beat one of the two, Northmor or Centerburg, and take care of everybody else. They're going to be conference champions. But at the same time, you have 3 really good teams that they're fighting not only for a conference championship, but good seeding in Divisions 3 and Divisions 4 in the Central District.
Absolutely. But again, we're dealing with 15 to 18-year-old young people.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. That's the beauty of sports. So absolutely, Centerburg 2 games back, Northmor 2 games back. So Fredericktown looks to be in the driver's seat, but any
That's why
night
you play the game, right?
never know.
Coming up next for both teams, they're playing on Friday. Centerburg, they host Danville, and then Northmor, they go on the road to rival Mount Gilead. Also, tune in tomorrow. We got some more KMAC action for you. The girls' side be down at Cardington as they take on Fredericktown at 7:30. Also, the Joe Show tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Have some more fun with Coach Joe Baylog there. But that'll wrap things up here from the Castle. Northmor with a huge victory tonight, knocking off Centerburg 56-35. I want to thank everybody that helped make things possible tonight. Keaton Cooper on the cameras. Everybody back at the OH Report. All of our sponsors tonight as well. Andy Bauer, Edward Jones Investors, Evita Workwell, Ruth's Farms, Park National Bank, Frito-Lay. Also want to thank Blake Tackett, since he is the athletic director here at Northmor, allowing us to be here to give you these games live and free. And most importantly, we want to thank you, the fans, as always, for watching. For Mark Bollinger, I'm Travis Berardi saying so long from North Bloomfield Township.